Hello, human beings who are listening to my podcast. It's been so long. Uremaneneo, as the Koreans would say. I don't even say if I said it right, but vibes. Anyway, I'm gonna make this quick simply just because of the fact that this is a placeholder episode. The reason I have not produced in a while, other than the fact that I am actively working on another episode with a friend, on another podcast with a friend, is I have some ideas for this podcast and I would like to let them flourish and be what they needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, the one issue with that, unfortunately, is the fact that I need time and the energy to create said visions. But I figured let's use this episode as a nice little transition vibe. Okay, so I just do want to talk about what I'm planning. There's a couple of things I wanted to do. Oh, another reason why I haven't created any of the ideas I already have. You would think it was procrastination, but it's not really. It's actually, I gave up watching TV for 2 weeks for Lent because, hashtag Team Jesus. And because of that, I don't know why I'm talking in this accent, guys, but this is what's happening. And you just have to get into it, yeah? Okay? Cool. Anyway, so I gave up entertainment for 2 weeks, and one of the ideas I have, or the next ideas I have for this podcast is doing entertainment review. As I kind of spoke about wanting to do that initially at some point. So, yeah. What's coming up? There's two things. I'm probably going to start reacting to some viral videos that speak to a specific topic. I've started collecting the videos and stuff, but this is the thing. As much as Chatty is a beautiful producer, she's great at pointing me in the right direction, but I still have to do the work, which is so annoying. Do you know what I mean? I wish AI could do that, but I guess, that's part of being a creator or whatever. So anyway, I have to go find the clips and all of that stuff that I'm going to react to so that I can build the video. So that's a thing. And then also I would like to start reacting. I'm going to do a series on some content that I've been watching. I actually did start an episode. Actually, I think I recorded a whole episode of me reacting to, what's that show? Singles Inferno, actually. But, actually, maybe I should just post that, TBH. It's not going to go any further than the first episode, henceforth why I haven't posted it. But, vibes, it's there. I might as well. Why not? Yes, guys, the only reason we're doing this and that you're listening to this is because I need time, and this podcast is literally going to be ripped off of the internet as of tomorrow. If it isn't already. So I need to put something up quickly. And this is what happens when you give up all of your source content before having to produce content. So it's awkward. Anyway. So I say all of this to say, I'm excited for the things I'm about to create. I have, like I said, started working on the next series. It's something we call hot takes, soft hearts. So cute, so fluffy. But yeah, it's pretty much just reactions to certain content and my thoughts on them and stuff like that. And then, pretty much it's giving that this podcast is going to pretty much become a reaction podcast for the next however long, until the vibe calls me to something else. As you guys know, this podcast was for the purposes of making me create actively. So however that flows is how it flows, babe. you know. So, guys, stuff coming soon. This is just to make sure that, Iono doesn't delete my podcast, because I really would like it to stay on the internet. And also just to be I'm doing really well. I'm doing paint by numbers, which is really nice, but also a little bit frustrating because I chose a very detailed picture, and there's nothing like being done with a specific color on paint by numbers and then finding that number again. Because I'm systematic. I do 1 all the way to the last number. You know what I mean? I do 1, then I do 2, then I do 3, then I do 4, then I do 5. Now, I keep, as I'm about to walk on the precipice of 5, keep stumbling on 3s and 2s. Do you know what I'm saying? And then like, while you're there, like painting a 5, having a good time, thinking, you know what, baby, after this 5, I'm going to do a 6. You freaking find 4s. And to add insult to injury, you find a 2 somewhere mixed in with the 4s. It's one thing to find a 4. A 4, I understand. But imagine finding a 2, bruh. I broke up with 2 many numbers ago. And now I'm here freaking fighting for my life because I'm finding 2s and 3s. It's insane. Anyway. Yeah, that's a bit of a tangent I just went on. But seriously, guys, like, I love doing my paint by numbers. I feel like it's actually my favorite kind of little side activity. It's really fun, like, to stop me from scrolling and whatever. But, yo, guys, a paint by numbers will drive you cuckoo to cuckoo pops. It will make you crazy. It will make you crazy. Anyway, hi. That's the type of stuff I'm up to. I've been drinking my water, which has been really nice. Also, guys, I need to be better with my Korean. It's actually turning out that I need, like, it's not just, like, Korean to live now. I actually need Korean for, like, my next career move, which is scary. So, yeah, I need to actually kind of lock in on my Korean lessons or, like, Korean studies. And I'm just like, do you know what I mean? But, like, I also have to do it. I don't know why I'm crying. It's actually not that deep. I just need to do it. But I'm also just like, miracle. Like, guys, I don't know what it is. I'm just very low energy these days. I don't know what I've done. What I've done to kind of screw with my vibes, but yeah, something screwed with my vibes, and now like my vibes off, you know, and I just need to do like a serious vibe check, as the babies would say. Anyway, what else is going on with me? Yeah, no, honestly, the only thing that keeps playing. Ooh, also, I'm like rewatching old TV shows I used to love. Also, can we talk about the new shows, like the old shows that are coming back that are like brilliant? Like Malcolm in the Middle, the new one, I think it's called Stuck in the Future. I don't know what it's called, that thing. It's nice. I'm having a great time. I'm like, yes, when I'm Malcolm in the Middle. Can't really remember the storyline. Don't remember them having that many kids. But we are now. And I'm like, I like this new season. The thing I am truly enjoying, though, about these reboots is, well, these two. Malcolm in the Middle and Scrubs. The new Scrubs is so nice. I cried, I think, in like the second episode. I was like, this is so nice. I love it here. I've literally watched all the Scrubs except for season, whatever that ugly season. Is it season 8 or 9? That last season that we don't take seriously. Except that season. I've watched all the other seasons, at least, like, I think twice. I love Scrubs. Scrubs is heartwarming and beautiful and great. It's like Cougar Town. And like, what else is like a really fun show that like you can watch? Yeah. Oh, The Office. I don't know about The Office. Some people it's The Office. It's not for me. Modern Family is one. I love Modern Family. Just sits with me. Right now I'm watching Blackish. Oh, dude. My heart, man. Like, also discovery that I've made. I guess this is an episode now. Can we talk about the fact that there are whole episodes of Blackish that I just apparently missed? Like, when I say I've watched the show through, as in from season 1 to 8, twice, and I do not remember some of the episodes in season 1. I'm like, sorry? Where did this come from, sir? / ma'am? What do you mean? Excuse me? There are whole episodes where I was like, I wasn't there for that. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, is there a version of Blackish that they dropped in America and did not drop in South Africa? They can tell me if they want. Oh my gosh, I should watch Glee. Tracy, we should watch Glee. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Should I watch Glee? Guys, should I watch Glee? Tell me if I should watch Glee. I think I should watch Glee. make a comment and tell me if I should watch Glee, because I feel like watching Glee would be such a good idea. Anyway, so as we know, obviously going forward, this podcast is going to be very, actually, yes, we're going video and we're going, content reactions. So that being said, because of the video and content reactions, it's going to take me a lot more work to kind of do the work of creating this podcast. But I'm going to try and be really good about it and stuff. Like I said, I only really got back to watching TV yesterday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday. So, I'm just enjoying watching TV right now, but I should probably, get into it. Yeah. Also, another thing that I've been doing, that because I've been fasting entertainment, whatever it is, I've been reading the Bridgerton books. I'm honestly just reading them so that I can get justice for Colin and Penelope, because I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this nonsense season is how the story played out. Do you know what I'm saying? So I decided to myself, I'm going to read from book 1 to book 4, because Colin and Penelope are actually only book 4, because they switched Benedict and Colin. They actually switched them. So it's supposed to be Daphne, Anthony, Benedict, then Colin, not Daphne, Anthony, Colin, Benedict. They did it the wrong way in the shows. Well, I mean, they did it, I guess, the right way for the shows. Whatever, I don't know. Anyway, they switched them. So the point is, I'm reading the books in the order of the books, because I'm like, hopefully that fixes the nonsense that was season 3 of Bridgerton. Because what the hell was that? Do you know what I mean? What the hell was that? Truly, what the hell? So, yeah. I'm reading the books. I'll probably mention that, I guess, in the next couple episodes, because why not? Oh, actually, this can be a quick little review. I've finished I've finished the first book. Actually, I read it pretty quickly. That book read itself. It's actually really nice. Also, it's interesting. I guess this is really an episode now, because I just haven't spoken to myself in a while. Oh my gosh, it's actually quite interesting that, obviously, as we know, for the TV shows, they did the whole blind race casting thing. Which means that, the characters are just cast a little different. It's interesting that, I've only read the first book completely. I'm currently reading book 2. And the Duke and I, the description of Simon, the description of Daphne, so funny that, okay, granted, as we know, Simon is not a black man in the book. Duh. But he fits his description quite nicely. Reggae Jean Page played that beautifully, okay? Props to Reggae Jean Page, because he did the things. Are you also hearing me pronouncing here, guys? Don't tell me I'm not international. Reggae Jean Page. Also, it's just fun to say his name. He has such a fun name. Anyway, so yeah, he played that perfectly. I love the way Daphne was played in season 1. That whole thing was beautiful, and she was great, the actress that played Daphne. But hearing the description of Daphne in the book is so interesting, because in the book, she's a little less, soft and, cutesy. Do you know what I mean? In the show, she's very, demure and, soft. And also, another thing that I think, people don't know, but, the queen is really not a thing in the books, guys. Not a thing. The queen does not exist in these books. Literally, the queen was interwoven so that Queen Charlotte could exist. I was not aware of this. I feel like no one talks about this, and we need to talk about it. But, okay, I don't know if we need to, because I love the queen. I love that she exists. I love her wigs, because, honestly, those wigs are a character of their own. But, yeah, so the queen isn't a thing in the books, at all. So, it's actually quite interesting, because, as we know, Daphne in season 1 was made the diamond of the season, blah, blah. It turns out she was actually made the diamond of the season by Lady Whistledown. She wasn't made by the queen in the books, not in the show, which is quite interesting. Also, Daphne is described she's described a little bit sultry from the description. Like, she has darker hair, and she's a little bit more I don't know, bruh. Like, she seems like she has a lot darker of a coloring to her. And I don't mean she's black, people. Listen to what I'm saying. Just like her coloring as an overall. And also her eyes have like a brown with a little green in them. Do you know what I mean? Like, Daphne, actually the best way to explain how Daphne should look. Daphne should look like Anthony and Benedict and Colin. Actually, and all of them's sibling. Daphne doesn't look like their sibling, bro. I think Francesca and her maybe could look alike. But yeah, she looks like Anthony's sibling. Because of that, like the dark coloring of Anthony, like the dark hair and all of that stuff. That is how she's described in the book. And I was like, that is so interesting. What would that have done to the character? I've thought about this really at length. I'm like, that is such a curious thing that I've just never thought about. I'm like, granted, I know that they did the blind casting of casting different races for different characters, because as we know, I think they actually did the blind casting or like the blind race casting, whatever it is. They did that for a lot of the side characters, and they changed Lady Danbury. But the Bridgertons obviously stay white. So everybody else is kind of like, changed based on vibes, which is cool. We love that. No complaints. But it's interesting that they changed even the white lady. Because I was like, this Daphne seems interesting. Like, I mean, I didn't mind the Daphne in the TV show. She's cool, whatever, vibes. And she played it well. The season was amazing. We are all hooked as a result. She's part of the reason I'm reading the books. I'm like, no hateration in the dancery for that girl. But reading the books, I'm like, this would have been an interesting thing to watch. But maybe, this is a theory. I just came up with this. Maybe, conspiracy theories, do with it as you please. Maybe what they did was they did her coloring like that so that she has that same, that same energy, that same look as that hun from 50 Shades. Because she does look like she could be part of a 50 Shades, that Daphne. The Daphne on the TV, not the Daphne. Obviously, I don't know what the Daphne in the book looks like. She's written. But you know what I mean. She has that coloring. She has that look to her. So maybe that's why they were going with the whole, hello, 50, 50, 50, 50 shadesy, 50, 50. Do you know what I mean? So they're like, you guys like that. You like that vibe of, what's that hand's name? Anastasia Steele. Yeah, Anastasia. She has that look of an Anastasia. So maybe they're like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. I think. I don't know, actually. Maybe this should have just been the thing I actually recorded this episode for. This really, honestly, guys, I didn't expect this to go this direction. I was honestly just coming to record something quickly so that I didn't have like a deleted podcast. But now I have a whole topic and I'm very passionate about it. Anyway, so that's something interesting about the first book. It's quite, and also not as spicy. I mean, but also with TV, you can do a lot more spice-wise. So that's interesting. Right now, I am, as I said, reading the second book, which is The Viscount Who Loved Me, which is the story of Anthony and Kate. That is going well. I just think because of like the transition from like needing the books to keep my brain busy to now reading the books as an addition to all the other entertainment. It's actually interesting that I'm reading my way through The Viscount and I a little slower than I expected, which I'm actually fine with. I'm also like, I don't need to rush through these books. It's chilled. Also, books are expensive. Why is reading expensive, guys? It's fundamental. Why is it expensive? Anyway, so that being said, that's a catch up on me and what's going on with me. I have an Instagram for this thing, so I should probably, you know what, I'm gonna post a picture of my first paint by numbers. She's actually very pretty. She's hung in my bathroom because I'm a fancy lady. And honestly, there's hooks in my bathroom for some reason. So, hey, man, rented property. There's hooks in my bathroom, and I was like, I mean, if there's a hook, why not put a painting on it? And I did. And it just makes my whole house just feel fancier. I have art in my bathroom. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, I think those are all my words. That's my full contribution to society on this whole situation. Yeah, man, this has been delightful. I did not expect to have a lot to say, but look at that. I had a lot to say. I'll probably, do a little catch up on how I'm doing and all of that stuff, maybe, as I start my next content pillars. But yeah, it's good to be back. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to be more consistent, whatever it is. I am going to promise that we are going to have video content, because what I would like to create is video content. And I also just want to teach myself how to create video content on a regular basis. So as we know, this podcast is about my growth, as much as it is about your entertainment. So yeah, that's what I'm committed to. That being said, friends, colleagues, human beings, people I love because you love me. This has been a potential podcast with Tracy Lee. I pray this podcast and I live up to our potential. Okay, I love you. Bye.